Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
spring training, obviously, but you're getting to know the coaching staff and everybody else. What kind of opportunity was this facing that lineup?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the greatest offensive lineup on in pretty much any game they've ever been in. And so it's obviously an incredible opportunity to be able to go out there and pitch against Team USA before they go out for the World Baseball Classic, because there aren't that many times you're going to be able to face that type of lineup with that kind of offensive firepower, just one right after the other. So just incredible opportunity.
Of course, it began with a couple of walks. Was there maybe a little bit extra juice, nervousness you had to fight?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to prepare to pitch against Team USA, and you just kind of have to go through it. So I think first couple of bats, just a little nervous out there, moving a little too fast, both mentally and physically. But I think after that, settled down and was able to fill up the zone with a lot more strikes.
Can you kind of use this to prepare for when you hope that time comes in the major leagues? Because when you get there, they're going to be guys you've been following for years and everything else, and you're going to need to get them out.
Yeah, absolutely. I've known I was going to pitch against Team USA all week, and so I mean, even yesterday, just extremely nervous, going to bed, all nervous waking up this morning. And so I think that's a really good experience to be able to, when I make my debut, knowing, okay, I know what it's going to be like. I know what the nerves are going to be like. I know what is going to work for me to kind of get my mind on track and be able to go out and give my best performance in the game.
In your second inning, you controlled what you could. You had the ground ball there. What did you feel you did better that inning?
Yeah, I think I came into the dugout and alone talked to me and said, just go, keep attacking, keep filling up the zone. And so I think that second inning did a much better job of filling up the zone early in counts and getting favorable contact.
Okay. Hey, since you've come back from the injury, there seems to have been, when you look out there in the prospect world, a lot of attention to the velocity and where it's got to get to. Where do you feel you need to get velocity-wise, and do you emphasize that?
Yeah, I think my biggest focus this past offseason was developing my off-speed pitches, and even last week adding a new pitch in the sweeper. And I think that's just been my biggest focus going forward, is being able to have multiple pitches that I can fill up the zone with and mix with to get weak contact, because I think that was just one thing I learned at the end of the year last year in Albuquerque is can't just rely on the fastball at the upper echelons of baseball. So that was, my biggest focus going forward, and I'm really happy with the progress I've made in that area.
Okay, but the velo is also showing up on your sinker right now, and I'm seeing that. Do you have kind of a goal with that, or is it just a pitch that mixes with others? How do you look at it?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a pitcher, you have to be able to land your fastball in the zone, and it starts and ends with the fastball. And so I think conversations I've had with the pitching coaches at the moment is, reducing the usage of the fastball to increase the usage of off-speed pitches, and it'll make everything else play up. So obviously, as a pitcher, it starts and ends with your fastball, but being able to mix other pitches in that will allow that fastball to play up. And it's just been really nice having conversations with the coaches and, hey, here's where we think your fastballs will play best, 4-seam, 2-seam, and knowing that in my game plan going forward.
It looks like instead of a number on a scoreboard, it is where you landed it in the strike zone, right? You need to land it with all the pitches.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the most important part, is being able to put it in the zone when you need, out of the zone when you need. And the number will come and go as long as I'm taking care of business off the field, making sure I'm recovering well, working out well, and trusting the coaches with the throwing plan. The velo will be, where I want it to be.
And I guess when you're looking at it here, too, is a lot of education and information. How much time are they spending with you just to make sure that, if they need you at the major league level, A, you're familiar with these guys, and B, you understand what they're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's every bullpen. It's after every game. It's having coffee in the morning and them being available for questions. They've made themselves available, really, whenever you have questions, for whatever questions that you have. So I'm sure I've asked a million questions that by that now seem pedantic and, banal, but it's been really nice. They're just always available and always open for questions. And so really just whenever you have them, you ask them.
Thanks, I appreciate it.